Hi guys, Lindsay here with Storybrooke Family Farm. I wanted to apologize for not putting out any videos the last couple of days. We have just been moving like crazy. The past few days have just been completely and utterly exhausting. It all started this weekend when we were moving in. My car blew its brake lines in our driveway on Saturday while we were in the middle of moving. So then on Sunday, my dad was looking at it to try to see how easy of a fix it would be, because sometimes, brake lines can sometimes be pretty easy. And it was determined that the way that the car is set up and designed, that it would be a major pain to try to fix ourselves. So that pretty much left us with no vehicle. So then on Sunday, my dad was still kind of looking at my car, and he said, just go ahead and take my truck to go move the rest of the rabbits. So I went to do that, and when I was pulling down the driveway, his brakes started locking up. So that was fun. So he ended up having to use the jack that he brought to look at my car. We had to move my car off of the cement pad and down our driveway, which is a hill, a pretty significant hill with no brakes. We had to move that into the front yard, and so then he could use the cement pad to safely jack up his truck. So he had to work on that for a couple of hours to basically beat his rear brakes free. So I'm not really exactly sure why they kept locking up, but it made it so that way we could not move all of our animals this weekend, which was a huge bummer because we were really hoping to at least get all of the rabbits here. So Tracy had to go back to work on Monday, and then on Tuesday she was able to take the day off so we could go car shopping. So we drove probably over 100 miles yesterday just looking at vehicles. So we're pretty much just tapped out. Like, after we were done looking at vehicles, we went back to where the camper is at, moved some more of our rabbits with my mom's help, and moved our washer here and a few other larger items. But to be completely honest, like, we are drained. Like, we are completely and utterly tapped out, because this has been 2 weeks of working on cleaning up this place and getting it livable, and also moving and packing stuff up, because every trip that we've made out here, we've filled up the car to bring out here to make the best of the trip. Thankfully, it's only like 6.5 miles from where we were living, but it's still, due to having to drive through a town and all this stuff, it honestly takes like almost 20 minutes to get here. So it's kind of a long drive, time consuming wise. So it kind of makes doing a whole bunch of trips in one day a really big pain. But yeah, so we got half of our rabbits here. Well, a little over half. We have 7 adult rabbits, so 7 breeders, which some of ours are, this is probably going to be their last year being breeders with us, just due to their age. But here is our newest mama. There she is. That is Bama. She had been bred before we found this place, so she had 2 babies that we had to move yesterday too, so that was kind of neat to move them. And then we have the rest of our rabbits just in their cages. We have tarps over because it's supposed to storm pretty bad later today. I don't know if you can see Babs in there or not. So that's Babs. She only has one ear because when she was a baby, her mom stepped on it and it became necrose and fell off. So it made it really easy for us to tell if that was one that we liked or not, because she looked different. The breed that we raise is the New Zealand's, so they all are white and they have red eyes, so they all look pretty much exactly the same. So it was kind of neat to have one that looked very different, and I don't know why, but she grew like twice as fast as all of her litter mates, so I'm assuming that had something to do with her ear missing. I have no idea, but she turned out to be like one of the best moms that we have, and her kits grow up really, really quickly and really large. They get to butcher weight at about 8 to 10 weeks, and everybody else it's about 10 to 12 weeks. So it's a huge difference. So if we have her bred with like where she gives birth at the same time as any of the other rabbits, hers are usually almost twice the size at like per pound of meat or whatever. They're just massive. They're massive compared to the other ones. So yeah, we've been breeding for friendliness because this breed is not known to be very friendly. And in our quest to have more friendly rabbits, that is Buster. In our quest to have more friendly rabbits, we ended up getting ones that grow out their kits way faster and are very good moms. So it's kind of worked out pretty well for us. Rabbits are actually one of our favorite animals to raise because they are so no fuss, and they're so chill and quiet and calm. And they're just really great for a regenerative source of meat. Plus the manure is just, it's top notch. Our daughter was out helping us on Sunday to move, and she was like, oh, so what do you guys want me to do? And I was like, well, you could help me move all this stuff here so that way we can move the rabbits. And she's like, okay, what stuff? And I'm like, well, I got a shovel. I'm like, just come with me. And she's like, okay. Well, then when we got to where we were moving stuff, she was like, I'm not moving that. You're crazy. I'm not moving that. But so here is our massive, that is a bed liner for a Ranger truck. That's all rabbit poo. So that tells you how valuable it is that I spent probably 45 minutes, half an hour, something like that, of backbreaking work just to shovel it out from underneath their cages to bring it here so we could have it for on the garden. But that's one of the biggest added perks to raising the rabbits is how much poop they have and how good it is for the garden. Because unlike chicken manure or cow manure, horse manure, any of that, it can be used, it's considered a cold manure, so it can be used as soon as they poop it out. You can put it on the garden and it won't harm the plants. Whereas other forms of manure, you actually have to age it for 6 months to a year, just because it's too high in nitrogen. It'll actually like scald the plants. So goat manure is also a cold manure too, but the rabbits seem to make more poo than the goats do, so it's nice. And then you can just have it so that way you catch it underneath their cages. We do have Bama and Biddy. They are two of our rabbits. They are both in tractors right now. We need to build more tractors because that's been our goal the entire time that we've raised rabbits, is to eventually get to a place that we can have everybody in the summertime be in tractors, so then we can move them around the grass. So there's a large swath of grass. We're gonna have the garden somewhere over in here where that brush pile is. But so we want to be able to, throughout the summer, be able to pull them around on the grass, so that way we don't have to go around and with scissors in a basket and cut them grass. So yeah, rabbits are honestly one of the best meat animals to raise. Once you get past the cute and fuzzy part, then they're fantastic. They have good personalities and stuff. They usually, for the most part, we've had one that was kind of crazy that we didn't mind putting down. It was a biter. That's the only time we ever had any issues with any of them. The one that was just, it kept biting us. Like every time we'd go to give it feed, it would just like bite your arm. And rabbits have very sharp claws, and that one also would like scratch the living daylights out of you. So that one, we did not feel sad at all about dispatching it. But for the most part, the rabbits are super, super simple. You can use just like a pellet gun to dispatch them, and you just set them on the grass and they don't even know what's coming. So it's a really, really peaceful, calm, non-dramatic way to raise meat. But anyways, so yesterday with car shopping, we did find a car. I don't know if you're up to date with the interest rates or not, but they are through the roof. I about had a stroke when they told us what our payments were for our car. So that is something we will be paying off extremely fast because it honestly is what our mortgage was when we lived in town. And it wasn't even a brand new car. It wasn't even super, super expensive or anything like that. It was the best bargain that we could find. It had low miles and was only 6 years old. So we went for it. So yeah, my plans for my car back there are to try to sell her, because I imagine that somebody's probably going to want to pay like $1,000 or something like that, because it's a good running car, real low miles, even though it is a 2001. We spent everything we had to buy this house that needs a lot of work, so we do not have the money to make any vehicle repairs. Yeah. So our debt-free journey has led us to forcibly having a vehicle payment, which I was very emotional about that yesterday, very upset, very much questioning as to why this happened. But we can't have one vehicle because our child he's open enrolled to a different school that is not in district, and now it's about 15 miles each way for me to go to take him to school and to pick him up, which I'm going to be late for if I don't wrap this up. So, with that being said, I hope you guys are all doing well and enjoying this content. Sorry for no videos in the last few days. I've been extremely busy and also extremely exhausted. Like, I filmed this after mowing the grass and then taking a short nap. So, there's that. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And leave a comment if you want to, give us any words of encouragement. And don't forget to share this on your social media so that way you can help us grow. All right, have a good one, guys.